pre-snow. So this is called Swords into Timeshares for whatever reason. Swore I'd never do this again. You see the bugs, I see the colors. Next summer's end, the bugs may win. That autumn corn looks so nice on the door. Indian corn, one might recall. 3 hard years of red. Milk blue and yellow grain husks crossing like blades and oath of the Horatii, just upward, bound by hanging wire. Having seen plenty of the ordinary in fields on the ground and stalks harvested off bare cobs or cut for silage, greens and grains soft, piled and crushed, fermenting, steaming later in big troughs in cold grassless fields for cows to eat. Hard dry autumn for the door has an unfair hold on a recovering hoarder. Sorry. It may not really last, one day at a time, one season or life or year. That's the end of that. Okay, thank you for snaps. Thanks for your snaps. I feel like we're like gardening or something. Yeah, I'm gonna snap some beans. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get this poem's long. Should I save it? No, let's put it in the middle. We'll put it in the middle. So this is I read this a few times before, and I think again it has some sort of seasonal appeal. Let's hope so, at least, being in Tidings, but it's pre-snow. It's called Semiotic Slicing. To hack off limbs, offer no living thing to replace them. Green will have to bud back fast, so glad December's here. Don't have to blink an eye toward writing some novel. Yes, someone's craving something to read. Tell me a story. So whatever you want to hear. Don't tell Knock Knock said well, so maybe let's talk. Here late days I cut bamboo with pruning shears close to the root. Messed my right knee trying to lean my weight into the slice, wrong kind of stress, and now it won't feel right. Tall green leafy reaches fall over, have to fight the slightest breeze to steer these sheared off lengths. Angle cut stems seem to say, jab, you're dead. Or stuck through at least, waiting for slaughter and or interrogation, but I want the bamboo down over here, not standing over there. Sounds easy. But like the OCD guy to whom even the simplest vine must twine all passers-by and twisted up demise, in my mind all passers-die run through with diagonal cuts, however carefully laid out of the way in a backwood pile. Now, that was the story. Now, excuse me. Let me start again. Now, was that the story? The joke you were hoping for? Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? With duct taped extension lash 2 handle graft left to me by my father-in-law of yore, reaching hard from the ladder's upper step, I scrub off shingle moss, some tight and dull, and some new and green and loosely splayed, any that'll let go and roll down fast enough, like to bounce into my face. Someone's notion, making music for a random stranger or a random friend. Hey, can this be that music? Can the breath you take or mine? Can that air be the music? Nothing special for the mic. Breath and breath only. Hey, just breathe. And hear whatever flies or doesn't, let that be the music. Love sound and noise, and even music's okay, guess, but if you really want music, let someone breathe. If you really like noise, let some easier way, or not, and hear it, or don't, while you breathe. And that's the end of the second one. That was longer than I usually go. I have to learn to breathe. And this one has dogs in it, and it's also pre-snow. Everything's so pre-snow. It's kind of funny. We didn't. Someone said something about most places got as much snow the other day as they got all of the winter before, and I believe that. That's enough of that talk. I'm sure your experiences will align with that somehow, or not. Mid-fall leaf bark. Blower's steady rev, Lexi, neighbor cousin dog with 3 legs, telling Cerebus with as many heads to go to hell. What can cohort Snickers add but call to kinsman dog 2 yards over with much the same bark, raking those sometimes giant gold leaves off lawn and ivy onto blue skin tarp, silver inside loaded till it will not lift but drag along to woody lot and high thorn brush where leaves will stay. No rain yet, nor any of Margaret's tears from Gerald Manley Hopkins' spring and fall, what poet Professor Orr recalled, with chapel ginkgo's golden spilling over all. Okay, thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing your poems, because my God, I hear enough of mine. See ya, bye.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you for breaking the ice tonight. You're usually a good sport about that, so thanks for keeping up the tradition. All right, let me see. My next sign up, I have Ms. Kayla Connor.
Hello, can you hear me? Good. Am I loud? Loud and clear. All right, great. Great. All right, so I have 2 poems tonight. I'm going to start with Christmas in Quarantine, which is in Tidings. There we go. All right, so Christmas in Quarantine. Groundhog Day wasn't a Christmas movie, but I'm starting to think they're filming the sequel. We will dress in our finest pajamas as we float to the living room couch, log into a computer program to drink champagne virtually with familiar faces, try to pretend everything is normal, knowing we are living history. I don't know when this will end. In times of uncertainty, you have to work with what you know, and I know kids. Young children prefer the messy but simple things in life, and they are naturally wise. They experience Christmas not as a Hallmark Sunday special, but a time for glitter, cinnamon, and sparkle, a fitting reaction to winter's bitter cold. Instead of fluffy flakes, we might get freezing sleet. Where we expected travel, we will get more of the same small apartment. What I do know deeply is that none of this normal stuff of the holiday matters. What does matter is that this Christmas is ours. We are here together now, and we'll make the best of things, as we always have. We will make magic, spin silk into gold, turn another lonely, dark night of winter's death into a celebration of hope. Light all the candles, laugh in the devil's face, add extra sprinkles to the cookies, chocolate chips to the banana bread. Do not let your fear of change extinguish the simple joy of being alive to life's limitless expansion. Just be, experience childlike wonder. And that's the first one. Thank you. All right, so this one is a little, this one's my second one. So a little backstory. I had a hip replacement in January, and it makes a year like this coming January. So I just stopped PT in September and finally starting to feel like kind of normal. So this is kind of about that. It's affected like everything. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah went to high school with me. So I think at some point I was probably on crutches or something. Yeah, using the like elevators and stuff. So anyway, this is about that. This is Tiny Tim. I have a soft spot for Tiny Tim. I was that poor thing pushing through a failing body, pushing everything down until I cracked like an egg. They fused my hip with a cobra head plate and a dozen screws, slapped me on the back and spat. Isn't our work incredible? look at what we've done, and threw me to the wolves of middle school. I was thankful to walk. Wasn't that enough? I was 12. Staying up late, wet, freezing rain sloshing around my weather inappropriate shoes, popsicle toes. 3 decades on Earth without the wherewithal to wear shoes with actual soles. Who would have thunk cloth-soled moccasins were not where it's at for snow-filled woods? Dad's karaoke is the only constant we've had in our Christmas tradition since my grandmother passed away 11 years ago. We couldn't even decide on a permanent location. I think something may have fallen, but I'll just continue. Left unspoken, tangled Christmas lights searching for the broken bulb in a rat's nest of wires. Some well-placed sailor's words, muttered under tongue-sloshing tequila. Plastic molded candles framing frozen black stairs. At least there's no cancer this year. I focused on the other, on shutting down the pain as some mild irritation in the back of my mind. If I don't look at it, it doesn't exist. A boogeyman. Push through, get it done, next project, you are not enough. But I am. I was 29 when I broke again. This time I turned inward, to the root, to the darkness I'd been tugging around my spine. 3 wise men to find one that would fix me. One saint of a man, more of an alchemist. He cut through my bones with a bone saw, carved out an acetabulum, fit it with plastic, took the ceramic and titanium stem and hammered it into my femur. Who knew the life I lived was so restricted? Who knows where my new life will lead? Did you know I can touch my toes? I am here, now, taking care of myself. I used to feel responsible to gift each and every person in my circle with Christmas presents until the list regularly hit 30. Desperate. Solely so they would like me. Why the hell wouldn't they like me? Because I was some broken thing. Tiny Tim. They even had me play a cripple in a play. But what do you say to nameless pain? They had their own to deal with. It has taken 12 months for my spine to straighten. Beautiful things take a lot of tending to grow. I'm grateful for the lesson. Slow down. I couldn't lift my own foot day one. Now I dance for myself. This year I made 50 ornaments for fun. Fuck it. In a year straight from the darkest timeline, we have to be the light for each other. Spread joy. And sure, in the words of the tiniest Timothy, God bless us, everyone. That's it. Yay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kayla. I actually still have a mix CD you made me in high school of Christmas songs. I still have it. So, oh no. That's it. The festive mix? Oh my God, that's so exciting. Yeah, so my Christmas joy goes way back, and so does Kayla's. Congrats, very cool. Yes, that poem is in Tidings, and it's awesome, and happy to include it. As I said, in case anybody was not here when I mentioned it, if you would like to receive your digital copy of Tidings, you can leave me your email in the chat and I will send it to you later tonight. Slip it in your e-stocking later. All right, let's see. I am going to continue right along with Ms. Ann Becker.
Hello, can everyone hear me okay? Okay, I'm going to read 2 poems. Unwrapping Christmas Mornings. Regard when you are old enough to believe, to pretend, to thank, react rightly, to know when it is your turn, to wait, to pass a turn like a parent, I'm told, to expect less. Guys, let's go easy on the presents this year. To know how to wrap passingly, expertly, impressively, or sometimes rewrap. No matter the underneath, let's rewrap, just for show. Girls, look how pretty they are under the tree, under the twinkle lights at night. To appreciate the view, to remember your favorite present, to not remember your favorite present, buried under wrapped years, to feel juvenile greed when you got gypped that year, to brim with generosity, to imagine fulfilling another's imagination, to receive the perfect gift, over receive, to favor give, to hit upon the perfect gift you'll hand someone you are not old enough to know is not perfect. Old enough to ask whose hand-knitted stocking was nibbled by mice and which was smothered in hot candle wax. To ask why on earth we sang Dad's old-fashioned root beer in a Congo line, oldest to youngest, down the spiral stairs Christmas morning. Why we don't sleep in a row by the stone fireplace in new flannel jammies anymore. Books, game pieces, and CDs strewn. To get how truly hilarious it is to discover Santa replaced milk with rum next to the scribbled reply note and half-eaten cookie. Needed something a little stronger, kiddos, and where'd you get that damn spotted barking reindeer? To ask your parents how they elved so quietly, so wondrously, staying up all night rapping. To contemplate the silent night, to meditate on the story of a perfect birth amid imperfection. A story of parents turned away, no lodging, of straw, dust, confusion, solitude, darkness, of waiting in the darkness for light. Told of miracle, are you old enough to wonder, to ask if it is enough, to receive, to believe, to give, to pass along just the story or the underneath, or never enough to see it in time? This next one is Mission. I cupped a holly branch and squeezed, and we were blood brothers. Open to a handshake full of prickers and juice. That's one story. Commingling in the wild, we two plasmas, rind, skin, animal and cell wall, sanguine fluids forged against still frost and in testimony of our living. Another story is, in the act of picking holly branches, I sought to discover a dual pleasure, the intense feeling of sharp pricks, emotional yield in the darker thrill of transgressing a membrane, seeing the consequent ooze upon burst. Somewhere unseen, pleasure in violating evolution, flouting thorns raison d'etre to ward off predators, or conversely, mindless pleasure in playing out evolution, single-mindedly pecking at a biological need. Me, the fitter, dominating prey, but it wasn't my natural prey. Another story, I enact the lowest faculty of my beast, nature, boredom. To be human is to be able to think, to suppress or swat away thought, to overthink, to exhibit thoughtlessness and apathy, embody thoughtfulness and compassion. But in its roots, compassion means co-suffering. So aren't I back to the first? Forgetting the original story, if not like a cross-legged kid picking grass and burning ants, a teenager throwing logs into a bonfire, trampling meadows for a campground. Perhaps I am just a girl whose mother, before the family gathers, has requested holly to decorate the table, to bring joy.
Thank you, Anne. All right. Once again, if you would like to read tonight, please let me know in the chat. I did just send a message, so if you see a little bubble pop up, that's where the chat is. Let me know if you'd like to read. I'm going to go ahead and read you the last 2 years of my Tidings poems, because I don't want to read the new one. Not that the new one's too sad, but I don't want to read it. So I'm going to read you first Tidings 2018. It's backwards, but look at how far we've come from this teeny little, it's so teeny, so teeny. And then the next year is this guy. Look at that. Massive, Massive. And currently the PDF is shaping up to be about 37 pages. So it's big. When we go to print, it might be bigger. So yeah, we'll see. All right. So first, this is my poem, Christmas Playlist. Number 1, the entirety of the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Find the version that includes Linus reciting Luke 2, 8 through 14. That part always makes your grandma smile warm and soft. Number 2, Bing and Bowie wishing peace on earth to men of goodwill. It reminds you of Uncle Dave, a young man with a future full of hope, trying to connect with his past. You miss him. Number 3, the NSYNC song that you had to pull over to cry through the first Christmas all your friends were away at college. Number 4, all right, this one's about Hanukkah, but growing up Catholic, it was my only real concrete source of information about how Jewish kids made it through the holiday season without a Christmas tree. It has also helped me answer at least 3 Jeopardy questions about random celebrities. Number 5, someday at Christmas, this song won't make you feel mostly angry, only a tiny bit hopeful. Someday it'll sound sad and ancient about a dark time long ago, but not this year. This poem was written 3 years ago, by the way. Number 6, the only Mariah Carey Christmas song that matters. Number 7, Jackson 5's version of literally any song about Santa. Baby Michael's pure joy is infectious. Number 8, Judy's sad voice understands your joy doesn't come so easy anymore as we age and grow apart, but we'll keep hanging the shining stars to cover up the muddling through. And just remember to let yourself be light. Number 9 is that one Uncle Joe turns all the way up on the stereo despite having 90 people in his house for a Christmas party. No more conversations, just singing. Number 10, it's one year where you were actually so unexcited for Christmas that Elvis's overdramatic melancholy lost its goofy blue and silver luster. Since then, you've had a new appreciation for multicolored strands of joy and glittering messes. Number 11 is Bruce and the E Street Band, reminding you that Santa's on his way while you speed away from the mall with your dad, who has put off all his shopping until Christmas Eve for the 3rd year in a row. You helped him get the right size sweater for mom at Filene's, which is a major accomplishment for your 6th Christmas season. You pass him a sour candy from your shared goodie bag and cackle at his puckered face. And number 12, a song for days long gone reminds you of Grandpa, pouring out endless melodies on his piano. Forgive and forget is his best lesson. We're together for Christmas. It doesn't matter what's come before. He remembers you're someone he loves, so we'll drink that cup of kindness yet. Thank you. All right, so that was Tidings 2018, and this one is Tidings 2019. And this one's my this one's my mean poem. Maybe I should read the new Tidings poem because this one's mean. But I feel like this is now a Christmas tradition. I shared this. Oh, I have a person in the waiting room. We're going to do this now, and then I'm going to read this terrifying poem to this person that's never seen us before. Hello. Julian, welcome. Just wanted to say, oh, Julian's still connecting. There we go. Hi, Julian. Just wanted to say hello. We're in the middle of my reading. So I have one more poem to read. If you would like to read tonight, please sign up in the chat. And welcome to our Tidings release party. All right, so this is my poem, A Renouncement of Michael Bublé's Christmas album. Okay, I have to put on my acting face. As the autumn fades and the frost returns, so too does Bublé's crooning claw its way back. As the shopping rush takes over, as the gift wrapping emerges, so too does the empty-headed warbling of Buble return to wrap itself around our every waking moment. Each year, the list of desecrated songs increases. Ave Maria, reduced to a high school language class recitation. Blue Christmas turned into, I don't quite know, but there's too much horn. And a version of Santa Baby that will make your skin crawl. He comes to suck the life out of those old standards, rip out your nostalgia, and implant his festering cheer. I see him in a well-tailored Santa suit, harbinger of secondhand embarrassment and rage. And he will find you in the midst of a traffic jam, in the longest line at the register, or as you climb back into your car because you forgot something, or as you run out of tape. Jovial, cheesy Michael Bublé with his loathsome basic baritone and his overly simplistic arrangements. Soon, there will be nothing left of the old ways. It will all belong to Bublé, smiling, merrymaking Bublé. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so those are my two Tidings poems. Tidings 2020 is much more toned down. That last year I was just feeling feisty, I guess. Okay. Let's see. Do I have anybody? I don't have anybody. Oh, Mary Beth. All right, very good. Mary Beth, I'm gonna ask to unmute you. So you're gonna have to say yes. Are you good?
I'm good.
There you
I'm
go.
good.
Perfect. Take it away.
Okay. I'm very happy to be here and to see all of you. And thank you, Sarah. And I have two poems to read tonight. The first one is called Rotch Jones, which is an Icelandic word for enough light to find your way. It is worth considering that what we all need is enough light to find our way. That is, enough light to know how to take the next step, the step that brings us closer to a place where our souls can find a stillness deep enough that the quiet stills our fears and gives light enough to find our way. Thank you. The second poem is a little bit serious, but I think it has a happy ending for the holiday. It's called Love Vanishes. Love vanishes. What happens to love that vanishes? Does it still exist somewhere? If you sit quietly alone, can it be felt anew? Is it fixed there within you somehow? Or does that love blow away like autumn leaves on a day that's gray and sunless or loveless, perhaps? But then, breathe deep, look up, feel the shadow.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we can either talk about the RJD or we can go into round two. And so if you'd like to read another poem, please let me know in the chat. But for right now, I'm going to talk to you about the Rotch Jones Duff House. They are our partner in this series of readings, both tidings and rituals. They have hosted us here at the Rotch Jones Duff House for the last 2 years. And so tonight is a sort of a fundraising effort, if you will. So I am going to share their website in the chat. If you'd like to make a donation to them, you can do that through the website, and they will happily accept that. We are, of course, in the middle of a pandemic, and so the Rotch Jones Duff House is open for walking tours. However, you do have to make an appointment. So if you want to come see these beautiful trees in person this week, please go to the website, make an appointment, or I think you can give them a call on Monday and make an appointment. And they are, of course, we're fundraising to support their efforts in their education and community service departments. So they do a lot of educational tours with kids, both focusing on the history of New Bedford, as well as some of the more like, what do I, like homemaking almost. They had, for instance, last year they had a beekeeping workshop here in the gardens. They do a lot of, horticulture and stuff like that. They also preserve certain types of roses here that are native here to New England. So they have, a collection of roses that are specifically for our area, and that's why they bloom so long and beautiful up here every year. They also have the Julie Andrews rose, which is adorable. And so they're definitely an educational facility first and foremost, and a museum, a history museum. So definitely a mission that we need to support, especially here in New Bedford, because we have such a rich history of whaling and industry, and not only that, but the people who lived here who made a huge difference. And William Roach was a major influence in the Quaker sect of New Bedford, and he, of course, used his money in different ways to better New Bedford, but also the women in his life certainly made their mark on New Bedford, as well as the oh my God, the Jones family. Amelia Jones was a huge player in our local culture. So I'm just trying to come up with the word that I want. The bastion of New Bedford history, the Rotch Jones Duff House. So I will be sharing their website in the chat. And again, if you want your copy of our PDF of Tidings, please send me your email. You will be able to read most of the poems that were shared here tonight. I think actually everybody shared at least one of their poems that's in the book. And then before I give the mic away, I have to ask my co-host, Mr. Andrew Tedesco, if he wants to read anything tonight. If he's paying attention to me. No. He's just here in digital spirit. All right, I see. All right, do I have any takers for round two? Anybody else have any poems they'd like to read? You can just raise your hand. Oh. Oh, we're good. Andy's getting booed in the chat. Don't boo Andy, it's fine. It's fine. I barely scraped up a poem out of my notebook garbage for this year's Tidings, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm very impressed with everyone's ability to pull it together. And I don't know if you wrote new stuff or if you did do some mining into your own notebooks, but thank you so much for sharing work with us. I know on my end, it has been a challenge to write for months now. So thank you very much for sharing your work, and we are appreciative. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Allow participants to unmute themselves. Why don't you guys all go ahead and unmute, and we'll have a little chat if you'd like to have a cocktail hour here.
How's it going?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Blessed Yule. What else? Happy Kwanzaa, which is after Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy Festivus. Is it Happy Festivus?
For the rest of us.
For the rest of us, yeah. Oh goodness. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed hearing from everybody. I certainly did. I miss the in-person experience, but the Zoom makes up for it, I guess.
Well, the tour was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see, while you're reading Buble, about Kayla's husband, significant other, was like bowing,
Oh God.
doing the Buble bow.
Yeah, it's a
Bow.
classic at this point. You have to read it every year, please.
Oh God.
So that was fun.
Mall and Buble came on, and I was like, Sarah, where are you?
I'm sorry. The only time I've heard him this year was when my boyfriend deliberately played it, on iTunes or I music, whatever it is, and played it in the car. I was like, can we not?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we bought a house this week. So I'm a
Big
homeowner.
deal.
I'm a homeowner. It definitely it became a big deal yesterday when I had to shovel
Real fast, huh?
oh God. that got real quick.
Yeah. It gets old in the winter. Sorry.
Oh goodness.
You'll have fun in the spring.
Yes. To plant things, and we apparently have a humongous rhododendron that's right in front of the house, so it's gonna be nice. Yep. So just pulling down wallpaper this week, which is gross. I don't know if any of you have ever had to do that, but it is foul work, and I don't recommend it.
Tried glue.
Glue, the paper, the mess, the smell, everything. It's awful. It's just awful. But it's going to look nice when it's done. Sorry, I just shared the RJD website in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Hey, Sarah, thank you so much for putting this together, for working on Tidings. I just want you to know how much I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here, share my work, and I just think your work should be acknowledged to get this all together. Yes, so thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely a little labor of love this year. A lot of love, actually, because
All love.
like literally everything is difficult for some reason. Just
Getting
everything.
out of the house is a challenge. So
Yeah.
good job.
Thank you.
You did it.
I can't thank my co-host enough, Andrew. He comes through all the time for advice and what do I want to say? Oh God, consultation. Consultation on my graphic design and stuff like that. So he's definitely the visual artist's lens of this project. And of course, I always have the support of Nick LeBlanc, who couldn't be here tonight. He did contribute, he and his wife, Stephanie, contributed some work to Tidings, but they couldn't be here tonight. So, but they are behind us 100% as well. So Domesticated Primate is still backing us up, of course, even though we went digital with some weird website that I've managed to make an ebook from. But we will be publishing through Domesticated Primate when the time comes. And so we'll send Nick his love. I'll send Nick your love as well. Goodness. Does anybody have any big plans at home for the holidays? No. I'm thinking of attempting cooking for the first time, like a holiday meal. I've only ever made like little side dishes. No.
Make a ham.
Yeah, ham.
Like
ham.
a glazed ham. That's very traditional.
I'm very compact. Just one pan, right?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Viral.
We'll see how far I get in pulling down wallpaper. If I even want to eat.
Oh, it's a shower.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 hours.
Oh, goodness. All right, friends. Shall we call it an evening? I wish I had some champagne or something. But
No.
you can't have wine on the carpets in here. So I don't know if they're doing it next week, maybe next Thursday. But the RJD has been lighting their the garden. They have some, some twinkle lights going on, like in the cupola and a couple of the bushes and stuff like that. So the gardens are illuminated, I guess you'd call it, for the holidays. I believe every night. So even if you're, they've been doing some festive kind of music outside and hot cocoa and whatnot on Friday nights this month. But I believe they are open. The grounds are public, so they are lit up every night. If you do want to take anybody on a cute little Christmas walk through the gardens, take some cute pictures in the lights. So they're doing what they can to make the season bright. So come on, hang out. And their gift shop, I think I said that in the beginning. The gift shop's open this week. So if you want to stop by and pick up some local goodies, some books, they are here. And actually, Jessica, our usual co-conspirator in all this, she is here tonight. She's the DJ for their Friday night walk-arounds. So she is here tonight. She's working outside, kind of like that. Well, downstairs, I guess, downstairs. Saying hi to folks who come through. So she's here helping me, and that's why I got to sneak in and sit here in a nice Santa chair, because I know somebody. So normally you can't sit in here. Although if you do want to come take photos, if anybody has grandkids or babies that need to have Christmas photos, the RJD is open this week for Christmas photos, and they will get to sit in the beautiful green Santa chair in front of the tree. I saw the update on Instagram earlier this week, and so Jessica was like, "What do you need for Friday? What do you need for the poetry reading?" I was like, "That green velvet chair. I need that." She's like, "That's fine. It's in the living room. You can sit there." Like, yes, thank you. I need that. So definitely fun. Oh, goodbye, Anne. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Stay safe.
You too.
Enjoy the holidays.
Yep. All right, folks. Good night. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Holidays.
Happy
Stay
holidays.
well, and hopefully we'll see you in the new year.
Wishing you a buble-free holiday.
Yes, a buble-free Christmas. Enjoy, everybody. Good night.
You too. Thanks. Thanks.